protections, Assange will be given that option. Julia Chapman, London.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking today at the future of nuclear energy. For the first time, the International Atomic Energy Agency has hosted a summit specifically looking at the role nuclear power can serve for peaceful purposes. It comes at a time when many countries are giving nuclear energy a second look, viewing it as a possible contributor to achieving climate change goals.
I think we could see this as a moment. We could be pointing to this as a moment where it bounced back and it got a bit of a boost.
Bob McMahon is with America's Council on Foreign Relations and says growing interest in nuclear power does not overlook the risks associated with it.
Nuclear energy can be very dangerous, and there is a expensive sort of long runway to standing up nuclear energy reactors. If they can provide the right safeguards, the right financing, they can maybe see this as a reliable part of a sort of all of the above approach to renewable, to carbon-free energies, if you add them to the solar and wind power and others that are being championed to replace carbon. But there's still environmental concern that this is just foolhardy to go back on this route. And so there's going to be pushback.
Some of that pushback is coming in Germany from the Green Party. It is part of Chancellor Olaf Scholz's governing coalition. But other European nations, including France, are bullish on nuclear power, which provides 40% of that country's electricity. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories. A mass casualty event continues to unfold in the US city of Baltimore, where a major bridge collapsed after being struck by a cargo vessel. Rescuers are searching for at least 7 people who fell into the river below. Fighting continues in Gaza despite the passing of a UN resolution on Monday demanding a ceasefire. And a London court has ruled that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange may be able to appeal his extradition to the United States. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. We are up and broadcasting from Maine through Deer Park and into Chewelah. And there was only a few seconds of dead air on the radio, so we apologize for that.
And points beyond, I think.
Yeah. All right. Big happy birthday as we start off things this morning. It's Val's birthday on Sunday. Big happy birthday wishes to my sister. I'm so sad that I can't be there.
Well, I wish you could be here, but yeah, it's the big 6-0 this year, so
That's a milestone birthday.
it is. Hey, are we on Facebook? Because I don't see your face, and I still see.
Oh, well, let me flip a few buttons here, and you can see my ugly mug.
Well, I don't know if it's ugly, but I like to see it in the morning because then it kind of feels like we're actually hanging out together.
Yeah. Well, it's a Tuesday, which is the first day of the week for me, and I
That's
didn't
true.
press a few buttons. But yeah, it looks like we are up and broadcasting, and Ken's already
Okay.
there, posting a good morning. Ken likes to be first. He's like he's like that puppy that has to beat you through the door.
Good morning, Ken.
Yes, definitely. Good morning. So you've got some our sisters coming from North Dakota.
Correct.
And her
Yes.
husband
I'm
to
trying
visit you.
Yeah, I thought I turned down volume on Facebook. Yes, they're coming. I think they'll be here tomorrow. They were kind of being held up by a snowstorm in North Dakota. So, but that's a plan to get in tomorrow.
All right.
And yeah, so.
All right. So you're gonna have guests and everything. Can we talk about what milestone birthday this is for you?
Yeah, it is the 6-0.
Oh.
And so, yeah, it is what it is.
Does it cause you any kind of anxiety to know you're crossing a milestone?
Not really. I said, though, the other day jokingly that I wish I could just skip from 60 to 62 because then I could draw Social Security.
If it's going to go south, I might as well go all the way so there's some kind of benefit, right?
Exactly. Just bring on the money. So no, every milestone I've thought is really going to bother me. Starting at 30, I thought, oh my gosh, 30 is going to really bother me. And as I hit 30 and then 40 and then 50 and now 60, you think it is, but you're really only one day older. So, and there's nothing you can do about it. So just embrace it.
So are you throwing yourself some kind of party?
Yep, we're going to have a shindig here at the house on Saturday.
Oh.
Sunday's actually Easter, so we're going to have the shindig
On Saturday.
on Saturday.
All right.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So
All right.
it should be fun.
I wanted to play something for your birthday, but of course it's illegal to play the happy birthday song.
Oh, it is illegal. Yes.
Yes, so I've come up with some alternative happy birthday songs.
Okay.
Okay. They're really bad.
Of course they are. I expected nothing less.
All right, so this one's The Rock Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday, oh, me to you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, come on, man. We're gonna go ride some horses. Yeah.
Go ride some horses.
Well, come on, let's get some different to do. How you like them leather pants? Happy birthday.
All right, so.
Oh,
right.
goodness. That was fun.
All right, how about a rap version? Okay? This is the rap version. Okay. Now this one might actually, to the sound of it, might fit your new age a little bit.
Okay.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
You're not feeling it, are you?
No, that's a little bit too carnivalish and clownish.
Huh. I thought it was perfect. Here you go. Space Birthday.
Oh, that's not bad.
All right. That's all I got. That's the best I can do since I can't play you the actual birthday song, which seems
Yeah,
ridiculous.
isn't that
to me.
interesting? Because it's one of those standards you'd think that long time ago the copyright would have ran out, trademark, whatever it is, on that thing.
And, for the family that's held that up, I'm just going to say, shame on you. It's like 100 years old. Let it go.
For sure. So can you pay to play it?
I imagine, yeah.
Can you not?
Yeah, you could license you could license it. All right.
Yeah. Ken didn't think any posts were showing up, but I don't know if he meant comments or what, and he didn't give me another response. So I'm thinking he meant the comments. So Ken, if you're listening now, let us know what you see or what you
just
don't see.
refresh your page, Ken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's the best
refresh your
thing on
page.
All right.
Sometimes you just got to refresh.
Real quick, 54 for a high today in Schuyler. Cloudy skies early. It's not looking too bad out there right now. Let's see. Winds 10 miles per hour. Tonight dropping down to 33 with a light and variable winds. We do have a 20% chance of precipitation today. Afternoon rain for your Wednesday. High of 47, low of 39. We're back into those seasonable temperatures. There is an 80% chance of rain in the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms for Thursday. 53 and 36 with a 40% chance of precip. Right now, the weekend, morning clouds, afternoon sun for Friday, 55 and 33, 25% chance of precip. For Val's big birthday party, sunshine on the agenda. And the high temperature is going to be exactly the same as your age, 60.
Nice. I'm just hoping for nice weather on Saturday. It doesn't look too bad right now. So yeah, because we got a house full, so I'd like some people to be able to go outside. So
Definitely
yeah,
going to be able
really,
to. Definitely going to be able
Really?
to.
Really, really nice.
Sunday, sunny as well for your actual birthday at 60 degrees. Monday, right now, partly cloudy and 65. So not a bad weather forecast whatsoever.
Not bad. And Ken says he can't see his comments. I can see your comments, Ken. So something is on your end. So, like Scott said, maybe refresh your page.
There you go. All right, let's take a look at the kids for breakfast and a lunch today. Pancakes, whole grain, sausage patty, fresh fruit, fruit juice, and your choice of milk. The kids are off today as we head toward Easter weekend. I think they're either getting a couple days for Easter, or maybe it's what they're calling spring break this year. But I see no school.
I think it's usually spring break, isn't it?
Yeah,
the
I see
week after.
No school on the 28th and 29th. For lunch today, real quick, cheese pizza, romaine salad, fresh veggies, corn, fresh fruit, and a milk choice. Doesn't seem like corn goes with pizza and salad, though.
Yeah, that seems a little bizarre.
It seems like it's always tied in there, but yeah, it feels a little off to me. All right.
Put some veggies on the pizza, and then you wouldn't have to do the corn, maybe.
That's right. All right, let's take a look at your horoscope and maybe some others. So if you have a birthday today, or you are an Aries like Val, I do have your horoscope for today. And Val, it's not looking too good.
Well, as long as it gets over with today, and then the rest of the week looks good.
It says your emotional state is pretty volatile. All right. But
what are you talking about? I don't know why you say that.
But that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Maybe it's time to get something off your chest. Val, do you have something you wish to got off your chest?
You know what? I'll give you an earful later.
Okay. What I do. Or maybe you could just get a little closer to someone you like and make yourself feel better. And if Brad can't do
my life
that
is
for
way
you,
better than that, right?
and if Brad can't do that for you, maybe you should find somebody else. All right.
It's too late for that.
Yeah, it's too late for that. All right, right behind your birthday though, you've got the big 40th anniversary too.
Yes, which if you do the math, I was married at the tender young age of 20.
Wow. But look what you've done. You've stayed happy and you've stayed married for coming up on 40 years. So that's some congratulations. Big year for you. Big year.
Thanks. A big year.
Big year.
Yes.
All right.
I want it to be all like big, happy events for the year.
Okay.
Just putting that out to the universe. Just letting you know, universe.
All right, and I'm going to let you know just when you talk over my big mouth, you're breaking up a little bit. So maybe just back up a couple inches. Maybe you're not hearing it. So we're having lots of in-house stuff today. Sorry, folks.
Sorry.
All right. Let's see. For Tauruses today, this is pretty juicy. Your love life might get a significant boost, whether or not you're seeing someone right now. Oh, well.
Oh, is that called friends with benefits? Or
Yeah,
what?
I guess. Taurus, your passion is certainly aroused today. And it should be easier than ever to get others to look your way, which makes me say, I wish I was a Taurus.
So that's Travis. So it sounds like he might have a pretty good day too.
All right. And that ain't no bull. Get it? Get it? Right. I didn't say the jokes would be good. All right. For me, Gemini, you're the master of communication, though you don't always reach down very deep.
Oh.
That means I talk a lot and say nothing. And I'm okay with that. Because once you start saying the big things, then you get in trouble. All right?
That's true.
All right.
It's true. Nobody wants to hear that.
All right. Moving along this morning. We got some stuff coming up. I want to talk about this real quick. The St. Joseph's Hospital Guild has had a basket, I don't know what you want to call it, a basket drawing going on where you could go into Acres or into the cafeteria and bid on some great prize baskets. That is going to be drawn today. The deadline is 10:45 in the morning. So today is your last chance before 10:45 to get to Acres or to the hospital cafeteria and bid. Now, that money that they raise doing these baskets every year go to do a couple scholarships, one's for the ambulance service and one for a high school student. So great cause and some very cool gift baskets they put together each year. You have till 10:45 this morning. Once again, it's Acres or the hospital cafeteria. All right.
If you're feeling lucky.
That's right. Looking ahead to the weekend, since we're talking about events, Chihuahua's Farmers Market having a meeting on Saturday at 10 at the Abundant Life Fellowship. This is a volunteer drive and a chance for you to find out everything you want to know about the Chihuahua Farmers Market. That is Saturday at 10 a.m. Following that, annual Easter egg hunt put on by our friends at Kiwanis. All right, 3 age ranges, 0 to 4, 5 to 7, and 8 to 12. Val, which one will you be participating in? It's her birthday.
I guess it's easier to roll those 0 to 4-year-olds out of the way. So
I'm taking them. Nice, Val. All right. It's Saturday, as I said, 11 a.m., happening at Schneider Field, which is the Chihuahua High School football and track fields. All right, Schneider Field. Come early to find your child's age group. There you go. And I think that is all I've got. A big weekend they had for stage time and the Wizard of Oz Jr. Congratulations to all those kids and parents that helped out and people that went to the show. Heard it was amazing. All right. Big news stories this morning. Let's do a few of them, then we'll get on to the fun stuff. Just a warning, millions of Americans have been caught up in a new Chinese hacking plot across the United States. Millions of Americans' online accounts have been caught in a sinister Chinese hacking plot that's been targeting primarily U.S. officials, the Justice Department, and the FBI. 7 Chinese nationals have been charged with enacting widespread cyber attack campaign, and they're hunting them. U.S. State Department announced a reward up to $10 million for information on the 7 men. They really want it.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They've sent over 10,000 militia emails impacting thousands of victims across multiple continents. And they are, it's basically you open an email. It's one of those things we know not to open emails you don't trust, but apparently government officials don't. All right. Spokane, Washington. Utah coach Lynn Roberts said her team experienced a series of racial hate crimes after arriving at the first NCAA tournament hotel and was forced to change hotels during the event for safety concern. Roberts revealed what they won't say exactly what happened, but the team had to leave a hotel in Coeur d'Alene. And what happened once they announced several years ago that Gonzaga was going to be hosting tournaments, motel rooms filled up. So by the time the teams got around to booking their rooms, there was none left. And they had to go to Coeur d'Alene. All right. They had to get approval to do that. They said they had several instances of racial hate crimes toward their program. It was incredibly upsetting for all of us in our world, in athletics, and in university settings. It's shocking. There's so much diversity on a college campus, and you're just not exposed to this very often. Utah, South Dakota State, and UC Irving were all staying at hotels in Idaho, even with Gonzaga as the host school because of the lack of hotel space. That left limited hotel space, and Gonzaga received a waiver from the NCAA to allow teams to be housed in Coeur d'Alene. Roberts said racism is real and it happens and it's awful. And then the story goes into the history of Idaho. And
Okay.
some people there's urge to keep white privilege strong. Some of the groups operating in Idaho, and they aren't saying which one is responsible for this. They say in the region of Spokane and northern Idaho. So let's give Spokane a bad name too. Identity, Viropa, Proud Boys, Act for America, and America's Promise Ministries. Wow, you're going to attach God to that kind of behavior?
That's horrible.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, there's supposed to be a news conference at 10 to give more details about exactly what happened there, but it's embarrassing
Really embarrassing.
and horrible that people would do that. I'm just, yeah, it's embarrassing. So
All right.
I don't understand the whole white supremacist thing. I want them all to have a DNA test.
Oh, Hey, you know what though? I'm going to say it. This is the kind of hatred that 8 years of Donald Trump has propelled across our country. We're going backwards in racism instead of moving forward in it. And it's really sad when you have someone that represents a lot of people that will say anything and make fun of people and belittle different races. This is what you get. And
Right.
it's wide reaching, and there you go. Something that should have been fun and exciting for people and for the team, and a select few ruin it for them, and that's really gross. All right.
It is really gross.
Let's move along. Big news in Baltimore. Horrible story. Major bridge has collapsed overnight. They're still trying to get people out of the water and searching. I guess in a good way, it happened at 1:30 in the morning. So the traffic wasn't as bad as it could have been. But a ship hit a pier on the bridge, and there is live streaming video of the entire bridge collapsing. So very, very sad.
I think from what I heard right before we came on the air is that they're still searching for 7 people. I don't know if 7 vehicles or 7 people. So, but it's truly amazing that it's not worse than that.
Other news yesterday, Sean Diddy Combs, better known as P. Diddy, right?
Yes.
All right. Federal agents raiding his Los Angeles and Miami properties. Pictures were taken of his 2 20-year-old boys being led off in handcuffs, and then film of him right before Homeland Security investigation shows up pacing around the Miami airport, one of the Miami airports, as they were getting ready his private plane. Doesn't look like he was able to get on it, or that he got on it, but maybe he shipped some other family members. It said the plane was chartered to head to Antigua. No word on if he has been arrested yet. And this is all related to sex trafficking.
Insane, right?
It is insane. It is insane. Way to scuttle your career.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how many other people have done that in the last couple of years?
So another one out here, a warning going out from the FBI. Timeshares in Mexico. A lot of people own them, maybe try to sell them because of some of the problems going on in Mexico. It says the cartels have taken over the timeshare industry and are scamming people. And basically how it works is they will call you up and tell you that someone wants to buy your timeshare, and they've taken control of the companies that maybe you bought this timeshare through legitimately. The cartels have now taken over, and they'll say they have somebody that wants to buy your timeshare, but you need to pay the taxes, some closing fees or whatever. And they've been bilking, what does it say, $39 million from American timeshare owners since in the year 2022. It was $39 million. So if you have a timeshare in Mexico, you might want to hold off if someone calls up and says, "Hey, I got a buyer for you." So.
Oh, just the amount of scams, and because I have my art page on Facebook, I would say at least 3-4 times a week I get you have infringed on copyrights and you need to click this link to get to have Facebook re-enable your account or whatever. It's like I'm on my account right now looking at you pretending I can't get on my account. And so, oh man, you just get tired of the scams, and then just list something on Facebook for sale on Marketplace, and then you proceed to get all the scam calls there. When the first words out of their mouth, or the first thing they type to you is, "Great, I'm interested. Can I get your cell phone number?"
You don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't do it. Now, not saying that once you're really into negotiations and all of that, you might give a number when the person's on the way out here. But if that's the first thing they're asking you for, without asking you any other questions about your product, your item that you're selling, it's a scam, people.
And Facebook itself makes it there's too many clicks involved to try and get through the system to be able to see that profile. But if you take the time to do the clicks and you get to their profile, you will quickly see that they maybe only have one photo and they've been on Facebook since, say, 2024. That's a dead sign it's a scam account. So take the time if you're selling something and look through it, because chances are it's not going to be a real deal, especially if it's a brand new account. Just count on it being a scam and don't even respond to it.
So did I tell you about our recent scam that happened to us on Facebook? It was, outside of Marketplace. So we had a friend who somebody posted on their page about having to sell some stuff. They were doing it for a friend. The friend's husband died. She needed to get things sold and get moved. So it's on a friend's page. And so you're thinking, well, they know them. This is all legit. It's one of their friends. And so we were interested in one of the items. Now, the first really big clue was probably that it was really cheap. And then the second thing was they'd had some pictures of supposedly a John Deere Gator. But Brad's like, well, they're showing two different one of a 2-axle and one of a, what is it? It's like a 6-tire, a 4-tire and a 6-tire. He goes, they're showing two different pictures, but it's only
Big
shows
sign.
one for sale. So we were like, okay, but this person we know knows them. So we started contacting them. Well, for the item we were buying, they wanted $1,000 deposit to hold it for us.
Of course they did.
And I'm like, no, okay, we're out of town till Thursday, but if you give me $1,000, I'll hold it. And I said, just call us on Thursday and let us know if you still have it, and we'll come look at it. We're not asking you to hold it. And then they just kind of started just badgering you almost. And then, so I ended up texting my friend and say, do you really know this person? She goes, well, I knew him in high school, but he just asked to be friends and I haven't talked to him, since high school. But it was a big old scam. Wow. And so, yeah. So again, if they're asking you for a deposit to hold this item, don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it.
Yeah.
And it's too bad that Facebook isn't policing itself better. They talk about it, but it doesn't seem like they ever do it.
Well, you think of some of the people that end up in Facebook jail over the most minor things, and then you have big scams like this that don't seem to get shut down.
I always tell people never shop on Facebook. All the little ads you see, most of them are a scam, especially if it's saying you can get an electric bike for $100. I'm sorry, they cost $1,800. Don't even think you're getting one off Facebook for $100.
Yeah. What I'll do if it's an item that's really interesting to me that comes up, I'll pop on over to Amazon, because chances are it's being sold on Amazon as well. And then you can read the reviews, the real reviews.
Yeah.
And half of the time you find out it's junk. So.
All right. Some good news for anybody turning 60 this week, Val.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Condo listings in Florida, prices have dropped by 30%.
Oh. Last place on this in this continental U.S. probably that I would ever move to.
Really, I want to go to. I do. I want to start going to Florida. I'm so tired of winter. I want to go. It's gonna happen.
But visiting and living there. I mean, would you live there?
No. I just go. I just go for the worst. Like January, February, and March. That's what I want to do. So.
I mean, a state that tries to get any type of diversity out of their schools and their libraries, or no.
That's why I want to go. I figure at the same time I can enjoy some warmer weather and upset the Florida apple cart. That's my goal. I'm gonna totally troll Ron DeSantis. All right. Moving along this morning, Texas County and several counties across the country declaring states of emergency ahead of the solar eclipse because they don't think they can handle the amount of people coming in to their counties to view this on this super highway going up through Texas and several other states and ending in Maine. They're really like, we need extra gas. We need extra food. We need extra extra everything because, like, our county's expected to swell an extra 50,000 people.
Wow.
There are
And
no more. I
is
was
that the-
urged to open my cabins early because there's no more hotel rooms, and they booked within 24 hours.
So is it the 8th of April? I'm trying to remember the date.
It
Or the
is the 8th, yes.
6th? Okay.
So it's a Monday, yeah.
Yeah. And I think we get we barely see it.
So if it's that crowded in the county, I'm just going to, like, put up a sign and rent parking places on my driveway.
There you go. Any opportunity to make a little money, you gotta go for it.
Another quick one. USDA has thrown out 2 new invasive species they're asking people to hunt and destroy by squashing.
Must be a bug.
Yep. Spotted lanternflies. I've talked about these before, and they create a flat and mud-like egg mass that will be on the side of trees. It says they usually have about 30 to 50 eggs. And then there's also a caterpillar that belongs to the spongy moth family, and they are fuzzy, spongy, and cream-colored or brown, and they are on trees, and they can hatch up to 1,000 tiny caterpillars with ravenous appetites for leaves. They're saying these are causing huge, huge problems and a loss of money in the United States, and they want people to watch out for them. If you want more information on that, visit the USDA website, and they'll give you pictures of them and what to look for.
What to squash.
Yeah. All right. I think we covered everything. So let's move on to bits and breaks this morning. Val, I've got a question for you as I start. And we can ask this for anyone on that's listening this morning. I see a few of you on there on Facebook. My question this morning is, it's the apocalypse. And all condiments have been wiped from the earth except one. Which condiment should we save?
I know I'm going to get lots of hate for this one.
Okay.
A lot of hate for this one.
Okay.
But I would save Miracle Whip.
Ooh. Oh. Wow, that's a good one. I was going to go with ketchup because it's like the most basic, and you can put ketchup on anything from eggs to burgers. So, but that's you can do that with Miracle Whip too. Plus, it could go on your salad. Yeah. I think that's a good one, Val. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just give me some more Miracle Whip. Although sweet and sour would run a close second.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I figure like with ketchup, you could, smash some tomatoes of your own and be just fine. But who has a recipe for Miracle Whip?
Oh, that's so true. All right. Good one. All right. Here comes Val with signs that you're not ready for spring.
And the operative word there is not.
Not ready for spring.
You finally figured out how to start the snowblower on the first try.
I spent all like half the winter with a snowblower that doesn't have a key, so I was using a clothespin, one side of a clothespin, but it constantly fell out. I think I did more time in the snow looking for the clothespin than I did actually. And then I realized it's just a ground out thing, so I hotwired it. Yay!
Oh, look at you go. Next one, how you know you're not quite ready for spring. Your growing beer belly blocks the view of your feet, making it hard to put on flip-flops.
It does. Always putting them on backwards.
You've discovered you don't need to play softball as an excuse to drink beer.
Okay.
All right. Next one, to know you're not ready for spring. You haven't taken down the Christmas tree yet.
That's a big sign.
Yes. I just finally last week took the wreath off of the front door. So you don't notice it because I don't go in the front door. So all of a sudden you're like, oh.
Who put that there?
Yeah, that's still there. And then your last little hint that you are not ready for spring. Who needs spring when you've rigged up a hammock in your living room?
Yeah, and if you've got little kids, you can just do the pup tent in the living room.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
4 things we didn't know yesterday. First one, the world's oldest known message in a bottle was found in Germany in 2018. It was dated January 12th, 1766. Found 157 years later. That's a long time.
Wow, that is a long time. I want to know what it said.
Yeah, no details. Sorry.
Wow.
The Sahara Desert used to be a tropical rainforest.
I feel like the way climate change is going right now, we could all have used to have been a tropical rainforest.
Well, big story the other day, too, about the ocean current changing and dropping on the United States 40 degrees. Pretty
Really?
much destroying it. Yeah, so that was a nice story. I don't
Oh,
like to
yeah.
read those. All right. During World War I, the French built a fake Paris miles away from the actual city to deceive German bombers. There it is.
Oh.
That's it. The Russians are doing the same thing. They have resorted because the Ukrainians keep blowing up some of their most coveted aircraft. They've started painting pictures of aircraft on the runway.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I got a great idea. Let's just stop killing each other.
Yeah.
All right.
What a novel idea.
There's a town in the United States called Boring, Oregon, which, strangely enough, is pretty much like the rest of Oregon.
Oh.
When compared to Washington. Yeah. See how I saved myself there? All right. So if things you didn't know yesterday wasn't good enough, here's Val with things you didn't know yesterday about your own body.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Even though it takes months after you are born to see teeth, they start growing about 6 months before you are born.
That's creepy.
That is creepy. Babies always have blue eyes when they are born. Melanin and exposure to ultraviolet light are needed to bring out the true color of babies' eyes. Until then, they all have blue ones.
Okay.
I think most parents know that, right?
I don't think that's a big shock.
I don't think so either. All right. The next one, though, I think I knew this one as well, but maybe other people didn't know this about their bodies. Earwax is necessary. If you want healthy ears, you need some earwax in there.
I don't know. It doesn't feel right.
It starts to itch after a while.
Yeah.
This one, your feet can produce a pint of sweat a day. Oh. There are 500,000, that's 250,000 for each foot, sweat glands in your feet, and that can mean a great deal of stinky sweat.
Ooh, I got this.
Well, Stinky Pete, I think it's time you learned the true meaning of playtime.
So I worked at a radio station in Spokane, and we had this company that came through that was doing weight loss through sweat. This is like 20 years ago. And they came in and they put a guy in a suit that would make him sweat profusely. And the suit is meant to catch everything that comes out of his body, primarily the feet, too. So after several hours in this, he had like a gallon of sweat. He had to be severely dehydrated. And the stuff that came out of his feet was yellow brownish.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a lot of but what a lot of toxins that he probably got out of his body doing that. But it seems dangerous to me.
It does seem dangerous.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose weight if you've just lost a gallon of fluid. So
Woohoo!
woohoo. Yeah, I don't think I have. Well, I just don't think I ever have sweaty feet. I don't know.
It's because you don't wear shoes.
Well, there's that.
You never go outside, maybe.
Yeah, that might be it. All right. Next one, moving on. Throughout your life, the amount of saliva you have could fill not one, but 2 swimming pools.
Oh, that's delicious. Yuck.
And then finally, and this might be a low number for some, you probably pass gas 14 times a day.
I'm going to see if Ken posts rookie numbers.
Yeah, I don't know if he can see his comments yet, but Ken, we are definitely seeing your comments. So, yeah, he said all that sweat, what's in you
All right.
What's in your? I think he means what's in your hot tub. Oh, disgusting, Ken.
All right. Hey, it's what Scott thought about in the shower this morning. All right. First thing I thought about in the shower, since it's ugly here, despite all of our technological advances, we still don't have a better invention for walking in the rain other than an umbrella.
True.
Yeah, because they're awkward, they're gangly, you look ridiculous carrying it.
Mm-hmm. If the slightest breeze will whip them out of your hands.
That's right. Second thing I thought about this morning is I think funeral processions should be called sad parades.
Oh.
Sorry. All right, we have to drive to work to afford gas to drive to work. It's called irony. Mm-hmm.
Irony.
All right. Val can put ice in milk and everybody thinks she's weird, but once she adds coffee to it, it's normal again.
That's right.
All right. There's no good reason why socks need to be matched.
Not if nobody can see them, right?
Right. Unless it's summertime, maybe. But it's still not. I mean, especially, I think, maybe younger people, they're real into wearing two different socks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a cool thing, right?
Right. And that led me to my last shower thought of the day. It's more acceptable to wear no shoes than one shoe.
Just easier to walk.
Because if I wear no shoes, they're like, oh, look at that troll feet. And if I wear one shoe, they don't even notice. It's like, what's wrong with him? All right.
The strangest thing I ever saw at a DMV was this gal who was trying to renew her license, and she'd had a blowout with her flip-flop. So she was trying to walk around the DMV, trying to hold with her toes clenched her one flip-flop on her foot.
Did she get a license? No.
I don't know.
All right, Val, let's skip the next one and go right down to April Fool's pranks. So I want you to share these with people so I don't get in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Because some of these are like April Fool's pranks that we could pull, just trying to put some ideas together. And a lot of them have to do with like city stuff. And if I say it, then I'm going to get in trouble. But you're in Deer Park, so it's better.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, the first thing that you could do as a good prank, and it depends on who you're pulling this on, whether they would buy it, but just say, it's time to change out the air in your tires from winter air to summer air.
But
winter air gets stale.
You can only do it with your lips.
We can tell people that as a way to cut street repair money, the city has arranged for dental students from local colleges to fill in potholes with the same material used for tooth fillings. It would last longer.
I think so.
Oh. All right. I heard that the city of Tooele will save $52,000 a year by omitting punctuation from road and street signs.
Maybe.
Yeah. In a push to save money and energy, the city of Tooele also has announced it is banning bold from all printed and digital materials and documents. City officials say the increased use of ink and the energy needed to print that extra ink cost taxpayers over $17,400 last year. In addition, because the additional time it takes to highlight and bold words on the screen, employees will no longer be allowed to use bold fonts in emails, digital documents, and on websites. The time saved across the department will total more than 950 hours a year.
All right. More fake city news. Tooele has announced the creation of a smartphone user lane on all city sidewalks. Smartphone lanes will have bright colored dots so texters and social media users can use peripheral vision to stay in their lane. It's hoped this will reduce the number of smartphone users who run into decorative trees, the plants, and cafe board signs in Tooele.
So they've just used the $17,400 they saved from not printing in bold so that they can do this for the texters. Now this one, I think this was probably before you left town that this needed to be done.
Oh.
But Chihuahua will evidently vote on a resolution to ban naked garden gnomes.
It was me. I just strike a pose.
Yes.
I got the little hat, too.
Oh.
All right. Every season, farmers plant a different flavor of corn, depending on what chip manufacturers need. This spring, farmers are planting nacho cheese corn. We're just doing these April Fool's jokes because nobody's going to be on Monday, right?
On Monday. So come on. They're supposed to be funny. We're joking. Keep it up.
All right.
A new law goes into effect today. The U.S. government says chicken fingers must now be in the shape of real fingers.
Whew. I thought you were going to say they had to be actual fingers. All right. Also happening for April 1st, left-handed sandwiches. All restaurants in Chihuahua will be serving only left-handed sandwiches.
A coalition of local churches say they will no longer allow selfie sticks to be used during services. Pastor James Dandy of the Sunrise Over Prairie Church says if you'd like to selfie yourself on the way into one of our services, that's awesome. Spread the word about the good word. But extending a selfie stick during services is no longer welcome.
Oops. All right. Last one right here. Due to new...
I just wanted to prove to Mom that I went to church.
And then he quickly left. You have to do it from inside for it to count, Val.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Last one. The last one for me, unless you can pick out one more you like. Due to new environmental regulations, a Vista can no longer offer static electricity service. Starting at noon next Monday, hair will no longer frizz, socks will no longer stick to sweaters in the dryer, and you won't hear that crackling sound when you pet your cat.
Oh, because the cats really love that.
Yeah. Let me touch your little wet nose.
Yes. Oh. All right. Last one for me then. New rules for eating in the car. The state is cracking down on distracted driving, and beginning today, there's a new law about eating in the car. It's still okay to eat or drink in your vehicle, but before you put it in drive, you are required to file a driving meal plan on the Washington State Department of Transportation website. The first time you file the meal plan will take about 10 minutes. Subsequent meal plans will take less than a minute. We've provided a shortcut to the state's driving meal plan on our Facebook page.
Wait a minute. I thought we weren't supposed to drive and eat. All right.
Yeah, I'm so confused now, right?
Yeah. All right. If you liked any of those, feel free to use them on April Fool's Day coming up next Monday. And now...
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right. Ken is your lifeline today, just so you know, Val.
Okay.
All right. Because he's quick to post, and he might, I say might, be able to help you with some of these not so tough questions. Okay. First one. 18% of parents say they look for advice on this from their kids.
Technology.
Ooh, no.
Wow. It'd probably be more than 18% on the technology side.
Yeah.
What to wear?
Fashion. There you go. Good job. Almost a third of employees say they don't like doing what with their boss?
Being in the same room.
I had a boss like this.
Well, Stinky Pete, I think it's time you learned the true meaning of playtime.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the boss smelled so bad, everybody wanted to leave the building when he walked in. I'm serious.
Geez.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Wow,
it was
wow.
bad. All right.
So what was the percentage now?
No, it says almost a third of employees say they don't like doing what with their boss?
I would say working on a project together.
No.
Collaborating.
No.
Seeing them outside of work?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
It sounds, you make yourself sound smarter when you give a wrong answer and then quickly give the right answer like that. Well, if it wasn't that, I asked you that. So, man, look at you go.
Oh, look at I'm looking really smart today.
Yeah. All right. To spy the lie, 12 human beings have walked on the moon. When first introduced in the 1960s, Diet Pepsi was called Slim Light Pepsi. And 6% of working Americans are self-employed.
And that was 6% of working Americans?
They're self-employed.
I'm going to say that's a lie. I would think it would be more.
Oh. No, 6% of working Americans are self-employed.
Oh, I would have thought it was more than that.
I would have too. The lie was Diet Pepsi was not called Slim Light Pepsi. It was called Patio Diet Cola.
Patio?
Patio. Could you pick me up a can of Patio? It'd probably be better if you said it with an Australian accent.
Oh, patio.
Shrimp on the bobby. Patio.
On the bobby.
I don't know.
Patio.
I can't do Australian. All right, let's keep going. We've got a few more trivia questions here for you. Cat owners are more likely to do this than dog owners.
Cat owners are more likely to do this than dog owners. Feed their pet wet food.
Think of after death.
Oh, have them cremated?
No, cat owners are more likely to leave something for the cat in the will.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, me too.
But cats are smarter, so I think they would appreciate it more.
They do have a commercial, and I don't even know what the product is right now. But they show the cat sitting in a chair and the kids around as the will is being read for their father or something, and everything is left to Mr. Biggles or whatever the cat's name is.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. All right. Your son comes home from school and tells you he has ephilades. Should you be concerned? Yes or no?
Just from how it sounds.
Yeah. Got a bad case of ephilades.
I know, just the way it sounds.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what he's actually doing. I will not be concerned.
You will not be concerned. And you were so smart. Good answer. That's because it means he's got freckles. Not a bunch of ladies. All right. Breakfast bingo, Val. 5 questions. Easy answer. Begins with a corresponding letter in the word bingo. One of the ways you cook an egg.
Boiled.
In agriculture, it is the replacement of supplementation of rainfall with water from another source in order to grow crops.
Irrigation.
Did I say that fast enough?
Yeah.
Opposite of positive.
Negative.
Fruit used to make wine.
Grapes.
If you would have missed that one, I would have thrown something at you since you make wine. And a billionaire talk show host.
Oprah.
There you go. You spelled breakfast bingo.
Wow, the last couple of weeks I've had trouble with it, so I'm just feeling really relieved
Generally
today.
in trouble. Generally. All right, here you go. You're doing really good today. A couple more trivia questions. Cockroach experts say the little creepy creatures spend 75% of their time doing what?
Breeding.
No.
Is that what you say?
That's just you. All right. 75% of their time doing what, Val?
Defecating.
No.
Eating?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
What else is left?
I know it.
You've got not going to the bathroom, making more, and food. What else could they possibly be doing?
For 75% of their time. Well, I'm at a loss, I guess.
Sleeping. You should have went with the most obvious.
I should have gone with the most obvious.
75%
I
of the
thought the
time.
others were more obvious.
75% of the time, little creatures are sleeping, which is
that's
good.
when you can kill them
Yeah, squash them easy.
in their sleep.
Yeah. They're bad in Seattle. And when I was in my 20s, I managed an apartment complex. And I went into one apartment that was so dirty, and they had so many cockroaches, they resorted to just squashing them on the wall and
Oh.
leaving them there. They were actually shut. I'll never be able to forget it. Whenever I hear cockroach, I picture it. I'm like, I'm tainted for life, and now I'm going to taint everyone listening today. Slammed in the refrigerator door,
Ew.
the oven door, every door.
Ew.
You've got roaches. Looks like you got roaches.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
All right, Americans spend around $60 billion a year on this.
$60 billion a year. So collectively,
Yeah,
$60
and it
billion a
rarely
year
works.
on this.
And it rarely works.
And it rarely works. Ooh, that's throwing me for a loop. And what rarely works that you would spend that much money on? Diets. Diet cosmetics.
All right. Last one, unless you're brave enough to play Time Cop. Fill in the blank. The first mobile blank weighed 7,237 pounds. This is something that, I'd say over the last decade, people don't carry them around as much. But
Okay.
the first mobile blank weighed 7,200 pounds. Now, if you had one and you're going to take it somewhere, it might weigh 2 pounds.
I can't imagine a 7,000-pound computer being mobile.
But that's the correct answer.
Okay. Wow.
First laptop.
You have to you get a trailer and a truck to pull it?
Yeah. So they could take it to a
Crazy.
new location. All right. You up for Time Cop?
Well, I don't know if I've ever played Time
I'm
Cop.
going to
What
give
is
you
that?
5 events, and you tell me which one did not happen in 2015.
Okay.
All right. 5 events. Pope Francis visited the United States. Star Wars The Force Awakens was released. U.S. Supreme Court ruled that same-sex couples had the constitutional right to marry. The Oscar for winner of Best Picture was Argo. And nearly 200 countries, including the United States, agreed to the Paris Agreement to combat climate change. Which one did not happen in 2015?
Oh, wow.
That's an impossibility. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Keep it
I
simple.
will just take a shot in the dark. It would be the same-sex marriage.
No, that was 2015. As well, the visit of Pope Francis. Star Wars The Force Awakens was released. The stinker there was Argo. It was actually released in 2013, but no one would know because it was an Oscar winner and no one watched Argo.
Yeah.
You should have said no when I said, do you want to try this?
I should have said no.
Just saying.
Go out as a loser instead of a winner. Oh, no.
All right. We come back. We're going to have birthdays, a little bit of history, some news and nuggets, maybe a joke or two, and we'll wrap it up with today's odd news. But you have to stay right here with us on Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7 and back in just about 8 minutes.
It's 8:22.
Programming on KCHW is made possible in part by listeners like you and by
Country Chevrolet. Country Chevrolet, located at 880 South Main Street in Colville, is a full-service Chevrolet dealership, offering a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles with at-home mobile test drive service available. In addition, Country Chevrolet also offers maintenance and service, vehicle rentals, and full auto detailing. More information is available at countrychevy.com or by calling 888-684-8400. KCHW would like to thank Country Chevrolet for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
This is a public news service daily newscast update, March 26, 2024. I'm Mike Clifford. A container ship rammed into a major breach in Baltimore overnight, causing it to snap and plunge into the river below. Several vehicles fell into the chilly waters. Rescuers are searching for survivors. That from the Associated Press. They report it was not clear what caused the cargo ship to crash into the Francis Scott Key Bridge long before the busy morning commute in what one official called a developing mass casualty event. 2 people were rescued, not clear how many more might be in the water. Authorities note there is no indication that this was an act of terrorism. It is estimated that nearly half of all schools in the country don't have enough teachers. To help change that, the University of Texas in El Paso offers a residency program to help ensure that first-time teachers are able to succeed.
The minor teacher residency gives students in the College of Education an opportunity to work in elementary and middle schools alongside working teachers. Dean of the College of Education, Clifton Tanabe, was part of a recent national roundtable discussion on ways to solve the teacher shortage. He says the program gives future educators the skills they need to be ready for their first day of class.
A third grader in a first-year teacher's classroom is only going to get to do third grade once, but that teacher will be able to do third grade again and again. So we want them ready for that first group of third graders that they take on.
Tanabe says nearly half of the students enrolled in the program are first-generation college students, and 70% are bilingual. He adds that mirrors the population of students in the public school system in El Paso, where 90% of the students are Hispanic. Tanabe says most of the new teachers remain in the area. I'm Frida Ross reporting.
And studies show more than half of the country's LGBTQ population identify as people of faith. But not every religious institution welcomes them with open arms. We get the details in this Yes Media Commonwealth News Service collaboration.
Online spaces such as Queer Church or centers like the Greenhouse at Harvard University are affirming faith traditions and finding ways to rectify religious harm. Harvard Divinity School professor of theology and religious studies, Reverend Naomi Washington Leapard, says people are seeking radical honesty and inclusion within their faith.
People need to be able to come in and say, I'm grieving, or I'm angry, or I'm lonely, or I'm lost. And that vulnerability be held with tenderness and with grace.
Studies find more than half the country's LGBTQ population identify as people of faith, but Leapart says people need a faith that can adapt to their lives rather than be forced. I'm Catherine Carley reporting.
This is Public News Service. First to New York, where a new bill aims to regulate the fashion industry's climate change impacts.
The Fashion Act would hold clothing and footwear companies accountable for their environmental impacts. Fashion accounts for up to around 9% of global greenhouse gas emissions, more than the aviation industry. The bill also creates a remediation fund for environmental, community, or labor-related projects. Rich Schrader with the Natural Resources Defense Council describes how enforcement of the bill works.
The bill will create
a enforcement mechanism that the Attorney General in New York State will be responsible to. So it's given a monitoring, investigative, and enforcement set of authorities. That's to ensure the companies are in compliance.
He says the Attorney General could fine companies not in compliance with these guidelines, but fast fashion companies like Shein have only made things worse. These companies make clothes designed to be worn less than a handful of times before they're tossed away, ending up in a landfill. Fast fashion is responsible for around 10% of global carbon dioxide emissions. The bill has been referred to the Assembly's Consumer Affairs and Protection Committee. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
And pesticides are still common in agriculture. Organic producers who avoid them have seen ups and downs in pushing for stronger regulations. And they point to a South Dakota example of the harm associated with widespread use among neighboring farms.
At the heart of the regulatory fight is the application of the weed-killing pesticide dicamba and how it can drift from one farm to another. Last month, a federal court blocked over-the-top spraying of dicamba products, but the EPA followed with an order to allow the spraying of existing supplies. Glenn Poles co-owns an organic farm in Vermilion and says a 2017 drift incident had a big impact on his operation.
Our entire farm was covered. We lost a lot of livestock. Thousands of bees were killed.
Groups such as the National Family Farm Coalition have been fighting what they call the deregulation of these chemicals, arguing the drift and runoff effect has damaged millions of crops. Dicamba manufacturing companies deny responsibility, instead blaming farmers who apply it for not following guidelines. I'm Mike Moen.
Finally, our Joe Ulori reports the recent health diagnosis for Catherine, Princess of Wales, is shining a spotlight on the importance of folks younger than 50 to be screened for certain cancers.
The news comes during a time of rising cancer rates among young people. Mary Robertson is a lead in cancer prevention at Indiana University Melvin and Bren Simon Comprehensive Cancer Center in Indianapolis. She says family history significantly impacts cancer risk, emphasizing the importance of transparent discussions within families.
Now, for those that do not have insurance, we do have certain programs specifically in the state of Indiana that will cover screening specifically for breast and cervical cancer at no cost.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Over 20 different genres of music each week. You're listening to the Music Education Station, Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7.
And we're back. It's KCHW 102.7 on a Tuesday with Scott and my sister Val. I'm so excited. My sister Val having her 60th birthday just around the corner, coming up on Sunday. And I won't be able to be there, so I have to tell you, Val, and partially because of my horoscope, that I was supposed to share some sweet stuff today. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and put out there now. You can't tell my other sisters. Okay, you can't tell Sue, and you can't.
I would never.
All right, and you can't tell Sonny, and you can't tell Mary. All right, that
okay.
That you're my favorite.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, are you just saying that because I'm the only one on the radio with you?
No, you're my favorite.
Aw.
Yeah.
You're my favorite too.
Oh, but I'm your only living brother.
I just meant sibling.
Oh, okay.
I meant sibling.
Okay, all right. Hopefully none of them are watching today. In which case, say, we were just funning.
Yeah.
April
Fools.
Lighten up. All right. Do you know what celebrities that you share a birthday with?
No, I do not. I was thinking Christopher Walken's was one on my birthday, but I'm not positive.
You are right. Christopher Walken does share a birthday on March 31st, as well as Gabe Kaplan. Do you know who he was?
No.
Welcome Back, Kotter.
Okay.
The teacher with the fuzzy hair.
Okay.
All right. Rhea Perlman.
I know who Rhea Perlman is,
All right.
yes.
Robbie Coltrane from the Harry Potter films.
Oh, okay.
And the last one on the list here for the 31st is Ewan McGregor.
Oh, yes, the McGregors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I watched, just seeing McGregor, I watched the new Kiki movie, Roadhouse, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it over the weekend, and Conor McGregor, all right, plays the bad guy, the kickboxer. And that dude, I mean, he's scary in real life. He is just petrifying in that movie. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he the one that's like got the cauliflower ear? No?
I don't know. Possibly. Or is
Okay.
that? I think bad ears are just in boxing. But yeah, it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. You know, I won't say it was better than the original with Patrick Swayze, but it was a good movie. Are we okay? You're looking funny.
No, I was looking for a picture of Conor McGregor just to see if
he has cauliflower ear.
If he has cauliflower ear.
All right, I'll go with celebrity birthdays while you're doing that for today.
I can pull myself back and pay attention here.
It's all right. Nancy Pelosi turning 84 today. So is Diana Ross. She's turning 80. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, 76. Singer-actor Vicki Lawrence from Mama's Family and The Carol Burnett Show turning 75. Martin Short, 74. Jennifer Grey of Dirty Dancing, 64. Michael Imperioli from The White Lotus and The Sopranos, 58. Leslie Mann from The Bubble, Knocked Up and This Is 40, is 52. T.R. Knight from Grey's Anatomy, 51. Jonathan Groff from Mindhunter and a bunch of Broadway shows, turning 39. And Keira Knightley from The Boston Strangler and, of course, Pirates of the Caribbean, turning 39 today. But, man, she has not, I don't think her movie career would have dried up. It must be a personal choice.
Yeah, you would think, because, she was pretty cute, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Does Conor McGregor?
I couldn't find a cauliflower ear, so I must have been thinking about the wrong kickboxer.
Okay. All right. A little bit of history then, Val. It happened today. Can you roll that out for us?
I can. 1982. A groundbreaking ceremony for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial was held in Washington, D.C. Seems like it happened in history, that's pretty late in the game, doesn't it?
It does.
1982, yeah. 1997 in San Diego, California, 39 Heaven's Gate cultists. Well, we'll skip that one.
Thank you.
1999, the Melissa worm infected Microsoft Word processing and email systems around the world.
Ooh.
2000, Vladimir Putin was elected president of Russia.
Deja vu.
Yeah. 2003, Tony Evans of Swansea, Wales, dropped the world's largest rubber band ball out of an airplane over the Mojave Desert in Arizona to see if it would bounce. It didn't. The 1-ton record-breaking ball took 20 seconds to drop a mile and stayed firmly rooted in the crater it created. Evans had spent 5 years building the ball.
Wow.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Get a life. 2009, a chopstick lodged in a martial arts master's stomach during a training stunt 20 years ago was finally removed. Wing Ma of China accidentally swallowed the 7-inch stick while trying to condition his body to take pain. He says, it never came out the other end. I forgot about it until I started to get pains in my stomach. That's when he went to see a doctor to have it removed.
If you're waiting for a stick to come out, you've got a problem. What's he been doing in the bathroom so long? I think he's waiting on a stick.
I thought those sticks usually went in the other end.
Wow.
2012, Canadian filmmaker James Cameron became the first person to visit Challenger Deep, the deepest point on Earth, in over 50 years.
Wow.
2019, the stolen Pablo Picasso painting Buste Femme was recovered after 20 years by a Dutch art detective.
Dun, dun, dun. Wow. Wow.
Dun, dun, dun. And 2020. American cases of COVID-19 exceed all of the countries on this date with 81,578 cases and 1,180 deaths.
Thanks for wearing your mask.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Wow. All right. On your birthday, a little bit of history, things that have happened on Val's birthday. All right. It was 1889. That's not the year she was born. Just something that happened on your birthday.
Remarkably well preserved.
Yes. The Eiffel Tower was inaugurated on your birthday. All right.
Oh, cool.
All right. We've been wanting someone to blame for this, and in 1918, daylight savings time went into effect on Val's birthday.
No. Say it isn't so.
Yes. Also on Val's birthday, 1989, WrestleMania 5, pitting Hulk Hogan against Macho Man Randy Savage.
And that made today in history.
Yeah. Well, for the 31st. We're just going ahead since I can't spend your birthday for you. Okay.
Right.
All right. Also on your birthday, 1998, God did not appear live at 10 a.m. on Channel 18 as protected by the Taiwanese UFO cult in Garland, Texas.
He appeared somewhere else. It just wasn't there.
That's right. And also on Val's birthday, the year 2006 in England, police scrapped a squad of rollerblading cops after discovering they couldn't chase criminals across grass.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, nobody thought of that beforehand, huh?
Well, it was England, right?
After buying all those rollerblades?
Who'd have thunk, apparently, right?
Right.
All right. Back to today, the 26th. Val, what are our special events today?
It is Legal Assistance Day. Okay. Oh, I like this one. It's a make up your own holiday day.
Okay.
Okay. It's Nougat Day.
What is nougat?
Nougat would be what was inside the Three Musketeers. Isn't that a nougat?
Oh, it could be. Kind of like a Mars bar. There's something on the... Yeah, we don't know what it is. We call it nougat. When I step in something on the ground, sometimes it's gooey. I call it nougat.
Nougat?
I don't know what that was, but it's nougat. Okay, sorry.
Today is Spinach Day.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's a muscle.
Purple Day. That's my favorite color.
I knew that.
And finally, last but not least, it is Solitude Day.
I think we all get a little too much of that. Unless you still have kids at home.
You get too much solitude?
Too much solitude. Too much solitude in Maine. That's what I'm saying. All right, number for the day.
Unless you and your husband have been both retired for a while, sometimes solitude is required.
But Val, I don't have a husband.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah. Huh. All right, 20. Maybe I should get one.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, number for the day is 25. That's the percent chance a U.S. high school student says he or she has stolen something from a store in the past year.
Oh,
25% chance that a U.S. high school student has stolen something from a store in the past year. 25%. That's a little too high, isn't it?
It is. We need to teach kids about karma.
Huh. All right, on to news and nuggets. Me and Val are just going to pick a couple stories out here we like. And I just want to throw this out first. Monday night's Powerball jackpot was $800 million, while tonight's Mega Millions has reached just over $1 billion again.
Wow.
Stop and get some tickets just because, right?
That's right. You never know.
All right, pick one, Val.
Who we don't want to be friends with. A survey found most people do not want to be friends with their bosses on social media. In the poll about who people didn't want as online friends, bosses topped the list with 86%.
It sounds like a lot of people worried about what they're doing after hours, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think the other person that you probably wouldn't want to be social media friends with would be your pastor.
That's good. That's good.
Sometimes your parents and your kids.
All right, here's some maybe good news from the good news department. And I know along with this story, I read last night that Chrome's coming out with a new browser that will not allow third-party cookies, which is supposed to change the online advertising, landscape. Because right now, as many of us know, if you are at a table with friends in a place that has public Wi-Fi and your phone's logged onto it and you're all talking about Viagra, you're going to see a bunch of Viagra ads when you get home on your computer or on your phone or whatever. You could be Lipitor or whatever you're talking about. You're going to see a bunch of ads for it. Google says they're going to stop that. You're still going to see ads. They're just not going to be directed at you anymore.
Interesting.
It's saying it's going to cause a 40% drop in online companies that provide advertising platforms in income, a 40% drop in income from them because they will no longer be able to target me and you.
What's interesting to me is that you could be talking about a product in your house with your spouse, and the next time you get on Facebook or Amazon, you see those ads and you were just talking about it. You weren't even doing a search. I mean, I get it if you're doing a Google search, but are they listening all the time, or is it just Alexa? I mean, what is it? How do they do that?
I was outdoors with my neighbor buying a snowmobile from him once, and he told me, he literally said, it's a 1994 Arctic Cat and it needs a new gas cap. And when I went home that night and went to look for a gas cap, when I opened Amazon, there was a snowmobile gas cap on the right, and I said, no way. And I clicked it, and it was for a 1994 Arctic Cat. So that was outside. There was no Alexa. There was no Wi-Fi. It was strictly through my phone in an area that not only got bad reception.
See, they're listening all the time.
All the time.
And people were worried about getting a chip from the COVID vaccine.
You already got it. You already got it. They don't need to put a chip in you. They can tell exactly what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. General Motors, along the same line, has ceased sharing your driving data with data brokers LexNexis and Versic, following a report by the New York Times reviewing the practice. The data was collected through GM's OnStar smart driver feature, with some drivers claiming they were enrolled without their knowledge. The detailed driving information, including hard braking and acceleration, this would be so bad for me, was sold to car insurance companies who used it to adjust rates. Because apparently, like those new cars, they can tell when you're using that slap shifter. GM stated that customer data is no longer being shared with the data brokers, and they are reevaluating their privacy policies. Class action lawsuit has been filed by a customer against GM and LexNexis, alleging that his data was shared without consent, leading to higher insurance rates. They are in trouble. Woohoo! And they should. Hats off to that guy. Make it a class action suit. Everybody that had higher insurance rate because they were illegally sharing their driving habits should go after them. That's my opinion.
I agree. Here's an obvious one. The number of landline users has plummeted with the rise of cell phones, and the 19th century technology's days appear to be numbered. According to the National Center for Health Statistics, only a quarter of adults in the United States still have landlines, and only around 5% say they mostly or only rely on them. Of course, I would say this is your obvious statement, too. The largest group of people holding on to their landlines are 65 and older.
Come on. Yeah. Mom took hers to the other side.
Cremated with her, the whole bit.
Need my landline.
Well, I could see, businesses you would think would continue to hold on to that for a while.
The government forces the radio station to have a landline.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
That is.
All right.
So what happens when they're no longer available?
We'll all get fined.
Well, my in-laws have a quote-unquote landline, but it actually comes through AT&T cell service. So
So that's like a home base phone then.
Right, home base phone, but is a cellular service, not a actual hard line coming in.
All right. My last story here that I want to read is the Federal Aviation Administration's database of laser strikes against planes. When a person shines a laser at a plane to mess with it, it's showing that strikes are up, and by a lot, even after decades of people saying don't shine lasers at planes. In 2023, pilots were hit with 13,304 laser strikes in the United States, the worst year on record, and nearly double the 6,800 laser strikes in 2020. Shining a laser at a plane is a federal crime in the U.S. Anyone found guilty can be fined or imprisoned for up to 5 years or both. I get nervous if I'm using a laser outside that I might accidentally shine it up.
There you go.
And what about, like, I have one of these lights that are put up and it puts lasers in your trees. What if by the angle I have it set at, it's accidentally shining at planes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. No more lasers. All right. Anything else you want to cover, Val, before we go to odd news?
Well, I thought this one was interesting. A recent study suggests that dogs' brains respond similarly to humans when presented with familiar versus unfamiliar words. Previous research has shown that dogs struggle to differentiate between objects even though they can follow instructions like sit and fetch. The new study from Budapest aimed to understand this discrepancy by attaching EEG monitors to dogs' heads. Researchers observed patterns of brain activity when the dogs heard words that matched objects shown to them. Results indicated that 14 out of 15 dogs exhibited brain activity indicating understanding, similar to humans in similar tests.
Wow. Why can't I get a laser beam strapped to a dog's head?
My dog, anytime you say anything to me, gives you this look like, what? Huh? Huh?
Happy?
And you're just like, oh my God. He's a special boy.
Special boy. All right, another dog story. Firefighters in southern New Jersey successfully rescued an 11-month-old yellow Labrador after she got her neck stuck in a spare tire.
Oh, ow.
The Frankville Volunteer Fire Company crew tried various methods, including dish soap, water, vegetable oil, and plastic wrap to free Daisy before turning to plasma cutters for a solution. A fire official said Daisy remained calm and safe throughout the process. However, she is now blind.
Oh, no.
Plasma cutters next to your head?
Oh.
All right. Just that last part was made up. Fake news. And
yes.
it was all in preparation for this.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous that you get the first story. We kick off the news attack. First sentence true, second sentence a bad joke, and Val, this first story is my gift to you.
Oh, thank you. Teens in Florida are upset with the governor for a new law that keeps them off social media. That's what happens when you elect Barney Rubble to the state's highest office.
That's so good, Barney Rubble. Yeah, he passed a law today.
In the Stone Ages.
He passed a law today, did you hear?
I did not.
Barring anyone under the age of 14 from having a social media account.
Wow. Wow.
You know,
Doesn't
they
that
always
seem like you're overstepping parents' right to raise their own kids.
Yes. You know, the right's always thrown at the left, the words like fascism and Nazis, but I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe I'm going to change that idea of going to Florida in the winter. Okay.
There you go.
According to a study out of Sweden, the good cop gets more confessions than the bad cop when police use the good cop, bad cop interrogation technique. The results of the study won't be translated into English and made available in the U.S. for a while. The government is afraid that, while it could help in police work, it would destroy the television industry by ruining the plots of NCIS and Law and Order.
All right, next up on the list, industry experts predict the number of passengers traveling by air will reach 4.7 billion in 2024. And 7 of those people will actually enjoy a tasty meal and get their luggage on time.
It's if they carry it on and they bring their own food.
Yes.
All right. Let's see, more studies. Another study conducted that eating good quality chocolate in moderation is good for us. And I didn't seem good quality does not include Cocoa Puffs. It's not good quality chocolate.
You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yes.
A fast-growing segment of marijuana buyers is people 65 and older. Turns out the secret to a happy retirement is less about 401ks and more about THC.
You know, I've been on a few dating sites, and I'm always surprised at the older ladies with the cannabis icon on their dating profile.
I think I've got a friend that actually puts that on her status. Must be 420 friendly or something
I actually
like that.
see it a lot. All right.
Yeah.
Fast-growing segment of marijuana buyers 65 and older. We should rename the golden years as the gummy years.
I like that one. For more reason than one.
Yeah, that's right. I lost my teeth, but this is a gummy too.
Yes. American kids are still way behind kids from Asian countries in mathematics. Well, that is if we've added up the results correctly.
Because we didn't have a calculator?
Yes.
All right. Researchers found that human evolution is speeding up. Yay. And mysteriously, it slows down the closer you get to Washington, D.C. It's true. Politicians are actually de-evolving.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think so. All right, on to the world of wacky but true. We don't add anything to these but a sound effect from a movie or a television show. And Val's up again. First for wacky but true.
Police in a German town stopped a nude man who was taking a stroll with 2 dogs. He was given a blanket and told to go home and put some clothes on.
I just want to be like my dogs. What about them? It's not fair. They're nude all the time. Here's what one lady at the park had to say.
I've got images in my brain I'll never get out.
Mm-hmm. Texas man.
I probably can't say this. I want to say this so bad, but I don't know if I can say this.
Huh?
You just got to be careful when you tell him to go fetch.
Yeah, you could say that, I think.
Well, I was going to use a different phrasing, but I figured I could say go fetch.
Okay. Huh. All right. Texas man formerly known as Dustin Eby has legally changed his name to literally anybody else. Get it? His name is literally anybody else. And what do you think he did after this Texas man changed his name to literally anybody else? Any guesses?
Of course. He announced his candidacy for U.S. president in the 2024 election.
That's right. 35-year-old U.S. Army vet and math teacher expressed dissatisfaction, or satisfaction, is that a word? With the current presidential candidates. I just know I feel that way, whether it's a word or not. He believes that there should be an alternative for people who are fed up with the power struggle between the 2 major parties. Literally anybody else is campaigning to get his name on the ballot in Texas by collecting 113,000 signatures from non-primary voters by May, but is also encouraging people to write in his name, literally anybody else.
Anybody else.
Hey, couldn't do any worse.
Probably not.
Here's what he had to say in Texas.
Is there no one else? Is there no one else?
And then somebody said this.
Yep, doesn't get any better than this.
It doesn't.
Aren't we lucky? In Nashville, a 22-year-old Mississippi man threw a cup of ice from the 3rd floor of a rooftop bar, hitting 2 patrol cars and a pedestrian on the sidewalk. Security brought Ryan Michael Long down from the rooftop and handed him over to the authorities.
That's a crime. I wonder if it hurts throwing ice cubes from the top of a building.
It might.
Let's see.
You know, I can smell ice, you know. Well, it's there.
Ice fishing is, you know where you...
I know what ice fishing is.
It's going to be fine. You just need to ice it. You've got to ice. Promise me you're going to ice.
And since you're icing it, why don't you just use the ice I threw at you to ice it?
Promise me you're going to ice.
Is it me or you?
It's you.
Oh, thanks. Okay. A California man identified. Am I in the right spot? No.
Yes.
No. Yes. A California man identified. No. Rosendo Tellez was arrested near Bakersfield, California for walking around with and allegedly biting a severed human leg. I was a little iffy about doing this story because, well, it's true. The leg was taken illegally from the scene of a train accident earlier that morning, where a man was hit and killed at an Amtrak station. Eyewitnesses reporting seeing Tellez carrying the limb through town, with some claiming he was taking bites out of it. Tellez was arrested by sheriff's deputies and booked on charges including outstanding warrants, possession of drug paraphernalia, surprise, surprise, and removing human remains from a location other than a cemetery. I didn't know that was a crime.
Now you know, Scott.
Yeah, but it's only considered a misdemeanor in California. So if you're in California and your friend loses an arm, you can take off with it and you're not going to get in much trouble.
I thought it was only removing the remains from a location other than a cemetery, which is a misdemeanor in California. Oh yeah. I don't know.
It reads kind of weird.
It does read weird.
But you can steal a limb and you're not going to get in a whole lot of trouble.
No, it sounds like it.
He is currently in custody and has a hearing scheduled for today. Yuck.
Wow, don't you think he should have gone straight to a mental institution?
Straight to a mental institution. So I came up with something about zombies and munchies.
Remember mad cow disease? Well, mad cow became mad person, became mad zombie. It's a fast-acting virus that left you with a swollen brain, a raging fever, that made you hateful, violent, and gave you a really, really bad case of the munchies.
Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect. It's probably one of the most perfect sound effects you've ever played.
So gross. All right. I thought we were done with that. But one more, and Val, will you do it for us?
Sure. A 33-year-old in Nashville had a dispute with a towing company employee. The towing company was called to tow Jordan Pansky's vehicle for blocking a dumpster. When the tow company employee arrived and hooked up the car, Pansky approached and refused to pay the drop fee. Pansky then entered the car and drove it off the tow truck. Only after doing this did he offer to pay, but it was too late, and he was later booked on the citation of theft.
You know, the second he was driving that car off the back of the tow truck, this is what he yelled.
Wreck? Shoot, I'm the world's best backwards driver.
All right, there you go. That is our odd news for today. Thanks for being here and tuning in. Couple reminders for you. We do have tonight on the radio the one and only Dr. Jazz, 6 to 9, 3 hours of jazz music. Follow that up with the Soul Show and give you a few hours of some great Motown and soul music. All happens here on Northern Lights Public Radio. Morning show tomorrow. It is Chuck Ritchie and Sharon Ludwig, and they're going to cover all the week's events. And I bet you Sharon's going to have a great wrap-up for the play that they had this past weekend, Wizard of Oz Jr. So tune in to them. Any closing words?
I will say my normal of be kind to one another.
All right. And big wishes for you, Val, to have a great birthday party on Saturday. Congratulations on turning 30. And you still are my favorite sister.
You still are my favorite brother. Right. You are still my favorite sibling.
Okay. Lots of love and wishes for a happy birthday. Other than that, we want you, and go on to the thing and tell Val happy birthday. She would really enjoy that. Go onto our Facebook feed and you can comment. All right. Enjoy your day. Be safe out there. It is KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio.
Wreck? Shoot! I'm the world's best backwards driver.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
You can have whatever kind of time you like. I am going to sit here and boo. Boo! Boo!
It's 9:02.
Your KCHW morning show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Steve.